Hey, Galax here. Today I'm going to go through what I consider the best settings in MLB The Show 19, hitting cameras, all that, etc., etc. So, to get to settings, you just hit R1 until you get to options, user settings. My sliders affects like your offline gameplay. It used to affect moments, but they patched it, unfortunately, making moments harder again. But you'll get around it, right? Beat the moments in Diamond Dynasty if you can. All right, so user settings. Now, a lot of things here. We're going to basically go gameplay options, and we'll go through it one by one. It's going to be a little bit of a video, so let's get to it. Hitting difficulty, I have this set on Legend because I go into practice mode, and I warm up against Legend difficulty pitchers, try and get that fastball, that speed, catch up to it, go against like Batanzas, Chapman, some guys that can throw some heat at you. I think practicing on Legend will make you a better hitter overall. And you can come back to like All-Star and stuff. It's a little bit, it's slower, but online's got some frame rate issues on some stadiums and stuff. So Legend is a good one to warm up on. Hitting interface, I do zone. Now people use directional. It's okay. People are saying it's better this year because of how much late hits and that kind of stuff works better than zones. There's not as much like home runs this year, which is absolutely correct. So all you want to do is have these little blooper shots. So directional is a way of going about it. You don't really have to move your zone to it. I still am going to use zone until like I see some proof that people are using directional a lot better. But maybe if you're just starting, go with directional. That's fine. All you have to do is work on timing. You don't have to work on moving your PCI, your plate coverage indicator, over the ball before you swing. But then there's pure analog, basically flipping back on the right or flipping forward on the right thumbstick to kind of to swing the bat. You go back and forward in order to do a power swing on pure analog. But I think that's the worst of the three. So zone is what I do. Input type buttons doesn't matter unless you're, like it says, if your interface is set to pure analog, this option will be locked and ignored. So if you're here, all these things depend on it, right? Like, oh, it says lock. All right, easy. It says lock next to it. So buttons are analog to input type. Is this for zone hitting type analog? If you move the zone and then analog, that could be it. So analog up here is you don't move the left thumbstick at all when you swing. But if you go zone and then you do analog, you move the left thumbstick and you flick forward for timing. So I definitely use buttons. That way you hit X, square for power, circle for contact, but I always just hit X. I use normal swing. Analog type, don't worry about this. This isn't going to be in zone. This is for analog only. Plate coverage indicator, the PCI, it's basically, this is the visual, whether you want it to show on or off. I know some people said they've played off and they like it better, but I use it on, so go on. PCI appearance, I think wedge is the best. Wedge has got a dot in the center, so you're just trying to line up the dot in the center with the ball as it comes in. You can use other dynamic, reticle. I've seen people use all types of things, so use whatever one you feel comfortable with. I'd start with wedge if I were you, though, and then maybe branch out and then see which one you settle on. So start with wedge, though. Camera shift, locked, hitting view. There's a lot of strike zones. I like strike zone 2 because I feel like it gives me like a better kind of shifted angle. Strike zone 2 is the closest, and the reason I don't do strike zone's probably the best if you want like the best look at the pitch coming in. Strike zone 2 because it gives me kind of a look at the hitter, and it's more aesthetic in my opinion. So the further back you go, with like wide, offset zoom. I like retro. I pitch on retro, which I'll get to in a little bit. That gives me a better look at the whole field. It looks like a cooler thing, but you don't really have to worry about timing as much. So that's why I like strike zone 2. I feel like it gives me a good balance between the aesthetics and the strike zone. Otherwise, start on strike zone, and then you can kind of work your way back, or you can even start back. Start at offset zoom, or you can't do custom on online play. Maybe even show 15 if you really want to start back. But I would definitely do strike zone 2, I think, first. See how that goes. Because that's what I do. In-play view, offense, dynamic. I mean, some people do medium, high. High is really zoomed out. You get a wide view of it. Medium, it's closer in. So it depends on how much you're worried about missing. But, yeah, it doesn't matter. Bat trail, daytime only, I have it on. I guess this doesn't matter. You like see where the ball goes. Kind of cool. Play most of my games in the daytime, so we can just leave it on. I had a daytime only, but it is what it is. Guest pitch. I don't like guest pitch. There's some events with it, but I don't like it at all. Base running decisions. Assist. I almost switched to think about switching it to, if there was a manual, definitely don't go to auto. Go to assist, but there's a lot of funky stuff with base running decisions, and base running's having a big issue. All right, now hit right 2, so keep that on assist. R2, base running interface, default. I like default. Just leave it as is. Sliding decisions, assist. You can slide outside, inside with the right thumbstick as you go into the base. Yeah, so, and then like head first by holding up on the right thumbstick too. Runner windows on. Of course, you want to see your runners. Absolutely want to see that. All right, now moving on to pitching. Pitching difficulty doesn't matter unless you're playing offline games, so choose whatever you want. Hey, now you're an all-star. Dynamic's fine. That's what I had it on. I don't really play a lot of offline gameplay, but maybe who knows. All right, pitching interface, pure analog. So pure analog is what I was talking about there before with hitting. You're using the right thumbstick. I think pure analog allows you to kind of like have the most control. So what you do is you I don't know if it's not a really pitching tutorial here, but you go back then go forward with pure analog. That's how you pitch. Go back, hold it, wait till it's the bar, and then go forward. Then with pulse, it's kind of like a big circle that pulses in and out, and then you try to stop it when it gets to the smallest. Meter is so kind of like kicking in Madden is meter. Classic is what was classic again? X without meters. All right, there you go. See, oh yeah, classic is just you throw the ball and the game decides how wild it's going to be. You pick a location and hit the ball. So I prefer pure analog. I think that's the way you want to go. But if you're a meter guy through and through, then it's not that big of a deal. Pitch feedback, I like to know what's happening. I like feedback to be the maximum. So yes, pitching view. Again, it's just like hitting view. It's all whatever you want. You can go with like broadcast outfield. So you can get from like what you see at home during games, over the pitcher's shoulder. You can try that stuff, but I like retro. I like retro because it's behind the hitter, so I can still see the zone. I see how the ball's coming into them because everybody else is behind the hitter when they're hitting, so I can still kind of feel like what they're doing. And I feel like it kind of keeps me into the game a little bit more than behind the pitcher. Although the pitcher, it's personal preference what you like better. Pitch drill on, I like it on. Pitch confidence, it has to be on. Online is on, so might as well keep it on for offline. I wish they'd disable that overall going forward. It plays too much of a role in this game. It'll take home runs away from you because their confidence is super high. Why should the pitcher's confidence and how confident they are have any effect on where the ball goes? Doesn't make any sense to me. Pitch delay, faster. I like it faster because like when you're grinding, when you're playing against a computer, that way they speed up. API. So this is basically the adaptive pitching intelligence. It's like the catcher will show you where to go and which pitch to call. I think it's actually good for like moments and stuff when you're pitching. So I might actually turn mine back on because right now you can't just cheese up and in fastballs. The computer plays better against it right now. So API on, off. You can even leave it default. Maybe I'll just leave it off for myself because I don't really like seeing it. So that is what it is. All right, fielding, button accuracy. You have to go button accuracy. The rest of it, whatever. I think you want button accuracy. That way you can time it up a little bit better. And you want canceling. Oh, canceling's below. Yeah. So I like button accuracy. That way you have like a better accuracy once you time it up instead of like you'll randomly miss it with just buttons. Road to the throw showing interface. If you do moments or road to the show, you can do showtime. It slows down for you. But otherwise, just keep it on button accuracy. Throwing meter on. You want to see how close you are to the meter, to how good of throw it is. Field decision assist is good too. I think in online play, an online play will be automatically set to assist. So just leave an assist, get used to it. Throwing decision off. You don't want the CPU making that decision for you. Keep it off. You want to keep as much control of yourself as possible. In play view, defense, dynamic. Like I said, you can do high. You can do all this. Like I said before. I leave it dynamic. I haven't had any issues with it yet. Throw canceling, absolutely need this on. For base running, cheese, all that thing. This is 100% needs to be on. One button dive jump, I have it on. You can either keep it on your R1, R2 for your own choice. I've never had an issue with one button dive jump, so I just leave it on. Catch position indicator, absolutely. You need to know where the ball's landing spot is in the outfield, and then you'll hopefully get sucked into an animation when you're close enough to pick it up. Defensive shift, you leave it on auto. Last year I took it off and put it on manual. Even this year I might do that because we're getting a lot of like late blooper hits, but it's hard to say which one's better because the players that we're playing against, the hitters are not the actual real life hitters and based off their spray charts. So it might be worth taking it off again this year. But I think I'm going to keep it auto for now. Off the wall ribbon, absolutely keep this on. This allows you to field it better. That way you can see it bounce off the wall and where is it going to go. and then you just kind of, if it's going off the wall, you line up with where the ribbon has, and then you can catch it on the ribbon and then throw it in. Hopefully nab at second if you're lucky. General strike zone, I have it on. Again, personal preference. I think it's a good idea to kind of have a general idea where the strike zone is. Otherwise, you can just line up the plate like a normal guy. Hot zones, pitching preview. You can do it whatever you want always. Pitching, you know, it is what it is. It's personal preference. Always when batting or pitching. Yeah, if you want to see what your batters are like. Do I care about my batters? Hot and cold zones? Not really. That's why I have a pitching preview. Maybe I will switch to always preview. Get on my pitcher. Because I think like people will aim for cold spots. So maybe we should go to always preview. Warm-up relievers on. It's the same thing you got to do in online play. Wait, your pitcher will not be fully warm. Again, you will get a chance to. Oh, yeah. Keep that off. Sorry. Never mind. Throw that off. Definitely throw it off. You don't want to have like warm up your catcher, right? Just if you're smart with your pitchers, then you can warm them up in the bullpen and then not have to waste time on the mound. Dynamic difficulty upgrades. Yeah, this is just kind of like, I think it's a road to show type thing. Or not a road to show, but like as you get better, they'll make it harder. DDU. I don't know. I don't think it matters for online play. Tutorial tips off. If you need to know about the game, then you can turn that on. I don't need to. Post-game auto save on. Basic. Advanced scoreboard display on. Pitch select display on. Swing, balks. Fuck balks. Umpire accuracy. Personalized. This is not for online play. For offline play, I think it adds a little bit of extra, personality to the game. And when I'm playing offline, I'm not that really competitive. Umpire close plays on. Swing appeals on. Injuries. These things are. It depends on how like realistic you want to play for a lot of these things. So I'm not gonna say one way or the other. It doesn't really matter. Personal preference for there. Vibration. I might go off actually. Vibration. It's cool. It really brings you into the moment. Does it hurt your performance? No, but maybe I'll use it off and see if I miss it. Game log order, personal preference too. All right, and that is it for those settings. So then you go, if you want to go to presentation options, you can do this too. Again, there isn't anything that's like super cool here. It's just, how do you want to be presented the game? Audio visual options. I do not play with the audio on. I play with no audio whatsoever. So this doesn't really matter to me, the volume. Game resolution. Faster. Yeah. Faster is what you want the game resolution on. I was on balanced? Wow. Thought I put it on faster. So you want it faster to get more frames. You want to have a better frame resolution than an actual game resolution, right? The number of updating frames matters the most because it shows you the ball's coming in at you. So faster for sure. Audio output, presets. Automatic's fine. Volume presets. Yeah. It is what it is. So definitely have the game resolution on faster though. Weird. I thought I had that. Mode specific options. Showtime opportunities. These are all road to the show. Critical situations. Yeah, this depends if you're road to the show player. Play like button matching. I like classic, so that way you're always throwing at the same base. Like first base is circle, third base box, triangle, second, X home. So that way it's just muscle memory instead of like things that are change. Some player lock base running. I don't know. You can do whatever you want. Buttons control. Yeah, I think I like buttons better on the player lock. Player lock fielding opportunities. Non-routine chances. I'm gonna throw it on all. If I'm playing road to the show, I don't like fielding, so I throw it on none. But yeah, it is. Player lock base running action pitches, of course. Player lock player yells. Oh. All. You want to have this on all. For moments, you want to have this on all. Absolutely have it on all. I think put fielding opportunities on all too. But yeah, if you're gonna do moments, definitely have it on all. If you're doing road to the show, have it on none. But base running opportunities, basically, if you go into action pitches, you won't be able to steal a base in those moments. So I have that in all. Player like CPU teammate hitting. What the hell is this? Have it on all. Yeah. So I have it on player lock teammate. Have this on all also. This affects moments. I don't think that changed. Player lock player yells. Huh. Well, I don't have sound on. I would have it on though. It helps you. Critical situations. Yeah. Stop. If you like playing critical situations, turn that on. Linus rotation. If you're playing franchise, I like to have all that on manual, though. All right, so there you go. For that, set favorite team, save changes, and then you save it. Okay. So that's it for the video. I hope it took a while actually. There's a lot of options. I like the number of settings in the game. I guess if you guys have any suggestions for future settings for the devs, let me know. It'd be interesting to hear what other settings, because settings are important in the game. But that's it for the video. Hopefully it helped. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.